piles of line on this side, and of course piles of line on this side. But what you really like to have, and I find really super helpful, is having my lines laid out here so I can just pull them off, set them down when I use it, and spool them back up. So it'd be set out here, and there'd be lines hanging off, line hanging off, line hanging off, and spools. You lay it down, you can use that line, put it back up. This is about how I want the lines laid out. So that's what we're gonna do. And I've got 60 Barton line tamers that'll be mounted 3 on each side, and that'll take care of all the lines I really need to work with every day. All right, we've got line management taken care of. Here we go, our working lines are here and here, and we've got 2 still hanging because, well, I bought 3 for each side, and I'm not sure. I may leave those hanging. Those are for the Traveler, and that way you can just grab the lines from the Traveler, but I may, we'll see if I want to change those. I might try that a couple of times out and see if that works for me or not. Otherwise I can just add 1 more on either side. Here's what they look like. I've got good stainless steel hardware. Actually had to drill a hole in the bottom right down here, and then one up here. This is sort of a pilot hole that holds it from turning, and then the screw hole here. These are Barton line management blocks, and they do not come with hardware, so you'll have to go out and buy some stainless steel hardware to go with that. Just some screws. What's next? Oh, let's go take a look. All right, so the next activity is to get to work on, right at this chart table, I want to install the switch for the inverter, and that needs to go in this. So I marked off where I need to put a hole. I drilled 4 holes. This is actually going to be quite difficult because that's the size I need. It's about 1.5 inches or so thick, and I've got this. Let's see if I can show you here. So I've got this saw. Thank you guys to Total Health Chiropractic in Livermore. They were nice enough to loan me this jigsaw. It's quite large though, so I can cut this way, I can cut that way, but I can't cut up because it's too tall. So I have to try and cut down, but I've got the table here, so I'm gonna have to get creative, and I've got my lines all set, and let's see what I can do. And here we go with cutting that hole in the nav station there. You know, this wasn't quite as nerve-wracking as you might think because there was already a hole there, but this made pretty easy work of it. That saw has variable speed. You can see I have it tilted there a little bit, but it worked out just perfect. Okay, let's see what my hole looks like. That was a little scary because I wasn't sure the blade was going all the way through at some points, but it was. Thank goodness. Now let's hope the hole is big enough. I may have to cut it a little bit off the edges there. May need to be a little bit larger, but let's see if it fits. Oh, it is so close. I just have to cut a little bit extra off just the top. Top or bottom? Well, I was able to cut just a little bit off the bottom and just a little bit off the side and made it absolutely a perfect fit. That's ready to go. All right, we've got a fit. It looks like that is kind of a perfect fit now. And that'll slide in there. I'll end up bolting it in place. That's good to go there. And then I have just below that is the USB charging port that's going to go right there. So it covers up all but these little tiny holes that I'll have to fill in right there. And I'll wipe off these lines and we are set. Yay. And here's a couple of close-up photos just to get a better look. All right, guys, I think this wraps up a couple of little things I wanted to get to. So we did the line organizers, and then we've got this all hooked up now. And what we have here is a 12-volt socket for USB, and it's a USB 3, and it's a 3.1 amp, a quick charger on top, and that should be good for that. It has this little plasticky rubber thing that goes in there. The only thing I don't like about this little thing is that it stays on. It has a little light that stays on all the time, and I want this live all the time, but to have a little light in there, it's kind of a bummer. And this right here is the controller for the inverter, so we can have some 120 running in the boat. I just have these little tiny holes here, as you can see, but the rest of it looks pretty good. I think it's just perfect. All right, we're going to get to a couple other things right now. This may wrap it up for today's video, and I'm going to get on some work on that anchor chain and some anchor road. I need to replace a couple of working lines and a lot of other stuff, but we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, that's it for this week. And next week, we're going to splice some chain to rope. We're going to install an EPIRB, and we're going to make some brackets for the solar panels. Hit that subscribe button so you get notified for new videos coming up, and hit a like or a thumbs up for me. All right, see you.